Morning everyone, or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a good day. I need to apologise for my voice. I've actually got a really nasty cold and I'm also covered in flour. I was clearing out somebody's kitchen cupboards. Anyway, I have decided that it's probably about time that I let you in my life and also speak to you about things that are going on in the world, because that's actually what I'm more passionate about. It's kind of embarrassing as well because I'm sitting here just outside Botanic Gardens and I think people are walking by, but oh bugger it, who cares. Anyway, basically I'm going to start calling this segment Van Rant, because I'm going to be in the van ranting probably, but something keeps coming up in the press at the moment and it's really got to me because it hits me on a more personal basis. So before I start talking about what I'm talking about, let me just clarify here. I am proactive lover of the NHS. I have been that carer who on minimum wage hasn't been able to afford an antibiotic from a bug that I've managed, an infection that I've picked up in the care company, and because of that I haven't been able to get medication because I hadn't had enough money for it. I've been that person. Excuse me. I have been that person, and then the Scottish Government allows free prescriptions, which is fantastic in that respect. I really do believe very much in it. But there is a problem at this moment in time, and I think it's been a problem for quite some time, and I think it's going to constantly be an issue. I am one of those people that is currently being tested for problems within my uterus and whatnot, and the deal that I'm getting with it has been pretty bad. When I speak to other people, it turns out they still have the same issue. So what's happening is, about a couple of years ago I realised that my period wasn't working the way it should do. It's taken a long time because I feel that people say to you, including relatives and things, female relatives, oh that's normal. They don't realise that these things can actually be genetic and be passed on. But yeah, they'll say, oh that's normal. It's normal to bleed for over a week. It's normal to have pain for weeks on end. It's normal, normal, normal. It's not normal. It really isn't. If you use even YouTube to watch videos from other people, you will find it's not normal. I suffer a lot of pain, especially in the joints, and I will constantly be told it's because I'm overweight, but my weight is gained on a certain area down below, and I am very, very physical. I work out. I do probably something in the region of 18 to 20,000 steps a day. I'm constantly on the go, and I think my only kind of day off is a Sunday, and I do tend to still do 10,000 steps. So that just shows you how active I am. I also partially live with a vegetarian, which means that I eat whatever she's eating, and I generally, because especially since COVID, I can't eat in people's houses when I'm cleaning, so I'm basically living off a can of soup a day during time. Yeah, I'm still eating a Kit Kat chunky or something like that, or a packet of crisps or two, and I also try to include fruit, but the problem is that the summer's been around and the fruit doesn't stay cool, so when you take a fruit shake out, it's not exactly the nicest experience. Anyway, I digress. For years I've been trying to get people to take notice of it, and it hasn't happened. I've also had an instance where I fought with a doctor over the pill and his treatment of me during that time. Anyway, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, just before COVID hit, I finally spoke to the doctor, my actual doctor, and said to her what was going on. She put me on the pill again, because I used to take the injection, which was a 3-month thing, and then they inject you in the buttocks, and it stops you from taking a period for 3 months. But the problem is that's where I've put quite a bit of weight on. I can't shift it, and I am also 35 years old, so it's getting harder and harder for me to lose weight, extremely hard. And it was already difficult before now to lose weight. I mean, I would have to be at the gym on a daily basis and working out at least 2 hours a day. Anyway, I went to the doctor, as I said. She started to put the ball rolling to get me checked out. A lot of miscommunication between the doctor and the receptionist, who I now hate dealing with. I hate dealing with the receptionist at my doctor's surgery, and I've even contemplated moving doctors if it isn't for the fact that I feel that if I move, I'm not going to get any further forward, because I'm kind of getting there with the doctors, but it's taken like 2 years. Anyway, ended up in a situation just before Christmas where I was mucked about so badly by the receptionist. I used the F word in a sentence. Now, being Scottish, that's just a standard, but it wasn't aimed at anyone. But she ended up reporting me, and I feel that that's now been held against me, even though the situation has been taken care of. I have spoken to the manager of the surgery, and we talked it out. She was fabulous. Told her everything that's going on. Said to her, you know, I do apologise, but I would never, being someone that worked in care for a decade, I would never raise my voice and say to someone and swear at them. I swore about the situation. I said it's all a bit effed up. But anyway, so I went for a scan. I finally got a scan, and it's confirmed that while my womb isn't the issue, it seems that I have a kidney problem and enlarged ovary. So it means that I have to have an appointment with the gynecology, and I haven't heard anything. Nothing. And then a couple of weeks ago, while I was in a client's house, I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognise, and basically been waiting, probably going in the region of about 5-6 months to hear from a gynaecologist, and I haven't. I know what hospital it is I'm meant to go to, but I haven't actually got an appointment. I got a phone call from NHS Scotland, and I wish I got her name. But basically, started off nice, just said to her, hi, how you doing, how's things, blah, blah, blah. And she then said to me, I'm calling because you've got an appointment, you're on the waiting list for the gynecology. I said, yeah, that's right. She went, are you still wanting it? Oh, I was just like, right, okay. Yeah, of course, the problem hasn't been sorted, so yeah, I do require it. For her to go, but taken aback, but I thought, I'm not going to say anything. And she went, is there any dates that I should know about that you would require that you can't do? And I says, well, this is pretty important, so I will make the time to be at the appointment. I will cancel whatever it is I'm going on, it's that important. And she's like, fine, what's your address, your name and address and your date of birth? So I gave her my details, and she went, we'll be in contact. That was 3 weeks ago. I've heard nothing. Now, what worries me is that we don't know entirely what's going on with my ovary. I've screwed up the pill twice, so I'm in agony at the moment. I'm also loaded with the cold, and my joints are killing me because I'm back at full-time work, which basically means I'm working 5-6 days a week, 12-14 hour days. But anyway, not complaining, I love what I do. But the problem I've got is that I don't want to call to confirm that I feel there's also a problem with my breast, because I can't even get through to reception, and because of COVID and because of how scared they are about it, how do I express that I've got a lump appearing in my breast again and that I'm sore in the breast? Now, I admit that the fact that actually might come from the fact that I'm really hormonal, very hormonal. So it could be that, it could be that I'm just sore and whatnot, but anyway, and not only that, but the reason being that I'm put off is a few months ago I've noticed skin tags are coming up my body, and one of them in particular isn't that nice. I phoned to say, can I get an appointment, get them a look at it, because I know that you can get stuff to remove them, but because of where this one is, I feel it's a bit more delicate. And they phoned me back and went, well, here's our email address, can you send a photo? I'm like, it's in between my legs, it's a bit difficult to take a photo. So they gave me the email address, they rounded it off, tried to send a photo, it didn't go through. I've left it. Because I'm scared to phone and say, by the way, I don't think you gave me the right email address, and I've just sent some random person a photo of a lovely looking skin tag. So yeah, not fun. So yeah, I can understand why there's a lot of upset between people for trying to phone and get an appointment and stuff. Now don't get me wrong, I've worked in care for a decade. I know that it was never perfect anyway to begin with, and I would never ever want NHS to not be a case, because it is so required. There's that many poor people out there that can't afford care. NHS saves that part. But I think a discussion has to be held now to say, right, okay, we're starting to get through COVID, and yes, there's going to be overdue cases and whatnot, but what is going on? I mean, I should be able to phone my doctors and say, hey, I'm not well. But instead, you're just getting absolutely palmed off or being told, nah, you're fine, it's just women problems. And you're like, no, I'm telling you, it's more than that. It's really more than that. I know it is. I just need help. If you point me in the right direction, if you tell me this, if you tell me that. Oh, and during this appointment, so because of COVID, I put on weight because I wasn't working to full capacity. And yes, that was quite heavy. I told them it's because I wasn't working, and that's it. But they didn't believe me. I was like, I'm telling you now, I know what I'm like. Yes, I'm baking a lot in the house because there's nothing else to do. I lost 2 stone in 3 weeks. And between one appointment from one nurse and an appointment with the next nurse who weighed me, I lost 1.5 stone in weight, more closer to 2 stone. And she was shocked. And I says, that's because I'm back at work. I mean, literally, since my last appointment, I've been back at work for 3 weeks. And I've taken up swimming. You know, well swimming. Anyway, it just proves, and now I've kind of plateaued, so I can't seem to shift anymore. So yeah, it's just one of those things, but I really wanted to share that with you, is to share what's going on, because I'm starting to find that that's a lot of people are having issues and are struggling, and I've got this all in the back of my mind now, so yep, it's great fun. Anyway, I hope this finds you all well, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.